I'm going to duck and cover up here. You know, the only time it's good to get the number one draw is when you're drawing for the ballot position. Then you know that you're the first one they see when they go to push the ballot, and then the rest, because I don't know what these guys are going to say. This is our first non-debate forum that we're having here tonight. No disrespect to these fine gentlemen here. They've worked hard and they're very good at what they do. But they're the prime example of what's wrong in the state and what's wrong in Washington. They're more worried about themselves, the status quo, keeping things just exactly the way they are, and they're not addressing the issues. Those issues are problems within the state and problems within the federal government. And that's why I decided, after being a city councilman for 6 years, to accept the challenge, my own challenge, and go to Washington and have a new, fresh voice. My fellow running mate here, Mike Jackson, I feel like he's decided not to come because he feels like he already has this race won. He's got the backing of Harris County this, Pasadena that, this representative, that representative. I'm sorry, I have the fire department, I have the police department, I have the people. And that's what's good. That's who's going to vote. Not people that spend a whole lot of money. He'll raise 5 times the amount of money that I do, but I'm here tonight. And I see every person here as a possible vote. Now, I asked several people around here tonight what you wanted me to talk about. So you have, this article tells you what a great guy I am. This tells you what I've done with the city of Seabrook. We balanced the budget, never raised taxes. Everybody's happy, ended all the lawsuits, fractured council no more. Everybody's happy. This tells you what I want to do. You can see this at the website, or you can ask me about it later on tonight. I'm going to talk about, you guys behave over there. I'm going to talk about some things that interest me on a national level, because I think most people wanted to hear about what I'm going to do in Washington. And just give you a little background, when I was 9 years old, I was getting on the school bus, and the janitor came out to the school bus and he told us that John F. Kennedy had been shot. And that was a tragic, terrible day. And I remember that day, and I remember going home and I watched the news coverage from beginning to end. I didn't go to school. My mother was nice enough to let me stay home. And I decided that was when I liked politics. I wanted to get involved and learn more. And my interest has continued to grow. I probably started later in life by getting involved in city politics. I think I've had a good 6-year run as a city councilman. My interest has continued through the Obama administration today, and I've got some important facts. I spent all day on Wikipedia yesterday. And I'd like to tell you some things that have happened while we've had Democratic presidents in office. In 1961, a pilot food stamp program is launched covering 6 areas in the United States. In 1962, the program is extended to 18 areas, feeding 240,000 people. The food stamp program begins. 2012, the number of people on food stamps is at an all-time high. 1962, a major revision of the public welfare law is carried out with $300 million modernization, which emphasizes rehabilitation instead of relief. Welfare fraud is out of control. In 1964, the war on poverty begins with a $1 billion appropriation. In 1964, a $1 billion appropriation by the Democrats. And they will spend another $2 billion in the following 2 years. And that was to educate minorities. And today, and the graduation rate then was 57 to 65%. Today, the graduation rate for minorities is less than 45% graduating high school. 45%. In 1965, the Department of Housing and Redevelopment is funded. I don't have to tell you about the collapse of our housing industry and HUD and all of that, do I? John, may I continue?
I'm sorry, I have to.
Okay,
That was your 5 minutes.
I will tell you the rest later. But please, vote for me.